Hello everybody, so this is something new for this channel. This is a reaction video on a piece of science which just came out, and there was a news article in the well-known famous science journal Nature, and it says geologists reject the Anthropocene after 15 years of debate. Now, what's the Anthropocene? So this is something which I've given quite a bit of thought and I've written about a bit. And so it is the geological age where the surface of the planet is to a large degree determined by humans. And so, for instance, there are radioisotopes since the 1950s in the soil, which arose from nuclear testing. And, you know, obviously the atmosphere changes. We have anthropogenic climate change. We have ocean acidification. I've actually made a video about this. And we have so much plastic. You know, we have plastic everywhere where I scuba dive, which obviously is not that deep. But, you know, even in the deepest trenches, in the Philippine Trench, in the Pacific Ocean, there is plastic now. So the whole planet is really determined by human industrial actions at this point to a very large degree. So hence, you know, there was this suggestion to make this an official epoch, the Anthropocene. Now, this was just rejected by an academic committee. Now, I want to give you a few disclaimers. Obviously, I'm a biologist. I'm not a geologist, and I don't want to make the impression as if, you know, I've done my own research, as one says, right? Instead, of course, I'm sure that people who were on this committee are highly qualified, respected, knowledgeable scholars and scientists. So, you know, my beef is not with them, but I think it's clear, it's 100% clear that we're in the Anthropocene. And now, why was this rejected? So this is not so much a comment, I think, about the planet. This is not so much a comment about the people who made that decision, but about this, you know, sometimes really weird system of academia. Now, if you read the article in Nature, which is freely accessible, it says some things about the actual Anthropocene, but then it also says something about that committee. So, you know, there were vote irregularities, and really what is going on now is not so much a battle of ideas that, you know, some people you know, make this point, other ideas make that point, other people make that point, and, you know, there is a intellectual battle going on, but somebody thought there were procedural irregularities and somebody else thought it's okay, but then the first group thought that the whole vote should be cancelled. Now, that whole thing really has less to do with, you know, radioisotopes and plastic and, you know, change in the surface of the planet, but more with academic committees. So I want to say I spent a big part of my working life in academia, and you know, I've had great experiences. I've met brilliant people, and I've really, you know, been highly inspired by the things I learned and by the people I met and by the things I managed, I was able to do. But I've also spent time in academic committees, and in some of my, you know, previous employers, academic committees, and, you know, these were the most dreadful hours of my life, you know, mind-numbingly dreadful. And there is this extreme, you know, risk avoidance and conservatism. So let's just not see anything which could insult or, you know, bother a colleague. So this is my interpretation of the science news. Yeah, we are in the Anthropocene. We're 100%. That's the Anthropocene. And, you know, academic committee decided it shouldn't be named the Anthropocene. So it's an academic committee, and I have relatively little trust and love for these committees. So here you have it. I hope that was interesting. again, I'm sure that the actual people in these committees were, highly respectable, awesome scientists. But it's that whole system of like having these, mind-numbing committees, which I think failed here in a spectacular manner. So, see you soon.